Hey guys, welcome to another episode. So today we are doing locations. I've got them all pinged up on my map, and I'm going to probably do the caves last because all the other ones are out here, out in the open. I will give you coordinates as I get to them, and I will not make you sit here and watch me fly for all of this. We're just gonna fly to the first one so I can get this conversation kind of out of the way. Um, but stay tuned because after this episode will be the Manicore fight. And I know you guys are looking forward to this to where we can get off Scorched Earth and get to a fan favorite canon map, which is Aberration. Now, the goal is to hopefully get through the canon maps in time for Lost Colony to drop. Now, Extinction is going to take me a while to get through Alpha. Of course, there's a sandstorm right as we're about ready to get to the first note. Let's see if this still works. Come on. It used to work. I guess it don't work no more. But yeah, you used to just stand on your wyvern and then... At least this first note's near this small little village, so I should be able to take cover from the sandstorm, and then I'll clip you guys back in after we grab this first note. Come on. We're almost there. Alright, so this is Bob Note 4. Give you guys an idea of what we're looking at. Oh, there it is. Okay. Once I grab it, I will give you my exact precision location. There we go. We've got it. So, exact precision location is 83.7, 14.5. Facing north on the wyvern in order to grab it. So now, let's go grab some shelter, and I will cut you guys back in when we get to the next note. Alright guys, here we are. This is note 3, right off of Red Ob. Once again, once I'm able to grab it with the wyvern, I'll let you know exactly the coordinates and which way I'm facing, if I can get it with the wyvern. I don't know if I can grab it with the wyvern. Doesn't look to be. Alright. So, we got the note. Exact locations for this note are 74.1, 36.8. Now, we are near one of the cave notes, so I think we're just going to knock that out real quick. So Red Ob has an underwater cave, and here's the entrance. And this is, I believe, note 1 going in here. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to use a Lazarus chowder, but I want to make sure the whole area is kind of cleared out before I get off my wyvern. Because I don't want to walk out here and then have something come back as I'm getting out of the cave. There we go. Alright, looks fairly clear. Keep in mind I do have the pyromane on my shoulder, and I'm just going to leave the wyvern right there because nothing should attack it. Alright, so yeah, let's get into this. Now, I say the Lazarus chowder because the Lazarus chowder helps you breathe underwater. Now, I don't remember what all is in this water. Sometimes there's nothing, sometimes there's a few things. So we're going to find out. But yeah, you just follow this cave down. You see this big crystal at the end. That's where we're going to dive down. Now be careful, because if I remember correctly, there can be baryonyx in here. So you just got to be mindful. But yeah, just swim down. If you do not have Lazarus Chowder, don't worry. Standard oxygen trait, as long as you know where you're going, will be enough to get you to the oxygen surface, as long as you don't run into an insane amount of hostiles. Alright, and then there's where the the oxygen port is. So you'll swim up. Like I said, keep in mind there can be hostiles up here in the entrance, but it doesn't look to be this time around. And there can be piranhas in this little shallow part. Alright, and now we're in the open cave. This is where I'm gonna hop on my pyromane, hopefully. I don't know what's over there. It looks like it might be a drop. I might check that out real quick. Now, this is not an artifact cave, but apparently you can get drops in here. Wow. Okay, that's super... That is ridiculous how powerful that is, but it's also super expensive, and we are not sitting here to craft that. But, alright, to the note. Be careful not to fall down to the bottom if you can help it. So we're gonna go over here. I just used my flame leap because I didn't want to mess up the movement. Right, and then if I remember correctly, a note, we're gonna flame leap over there. Like it's not super far away from the entrance. It's just a matter of remembering, and there's a lot of shrub in the way, so you got to be a little careful. Yep. So there's a note on that ledge. All right. And then we've got, this is note 1, I believe, guys. Yes, it's note 1. So coordinates when you're in the cave are 74.2, and I will have to put this on my shoulder to give you the other chord. Hang on, I'm sorry. So 74.1, 37.9 is where the note is. All right, now let's get out of here. Bear in mind, there can be bats and other wonderful things in this cave, so you definitely want to bring something in here that you trust to be mounted on. And then you just make your way back out of the cave. And my Lazarus Chowder is still good, so we'll be able to swim out. And like I said, if you don't have Lazarus Chowder, your standard oxygen will be enough. Just don't get lost. If you get lost, you're going to be in trouble. Alright, and then we'll swim back so you guys get an idea of what you're looking for on your way out. Alright, and then there's the big crystal. That's where you go back up. I'm not in creative mode, so I can't just like breeze through this. Yep, that's where you swim up. And then just look for the hole in the wall, because that's where you're going to continue your way through. And then just follow this until you hit oxygen. I'm getting hit by piranhas now. least I think it's piranha. Yeah, just one. Alright, up, up, up. Try and get out of here. Alright, we're out of the water. Alright, I'll bring you guys back when we hit the next note. Alright guys, this is Bob Note 9. If you recognize the area, this is the little village where the destroyer cave is. Y'all hop off, go into this little cubby, and then here's the note. And our location is 76.9, 78.8. We're going to take this off the map and bring you to the next note. Catch you guys in a second. Alright guys, this is note 8. I accidentally grabbed it when I landed. As far as, alright, so I'll give you the chords. So you got 69.4, 66.6. Now, when you guys collect note 9, that building that note 9's in, on the roof, there's another explorer note. So if you guys are looking for that, if you guys are looking for other explorer notes, you won't have to look too hard for that. But yeah. So that's note 8. Note 2's not super far away. I think we can just hop, skip, and jump over there real quick. No, I'm doing this in a weird order. Alright guys, here we are, note number 7 coming up. I just gotta land so I can get to it. Turn around. Alright, that's another Bob note. Like I said, this is note 7, guys. 56.1, 46. Alright, so next note's less than 1,000 meters away. We'll just do our little hop, skip, and jump to the next mountain. Alrighty, we're almost there. Yeah, most of these notes are actually relatively close. It's just a matter of getting there. Ooh, Microraptors. I think I got them all. I'm not sure. Did I open the box? Yep, I opened the note. Alright. So, location for this one is 54.3, 34.3. Alright. And then number 6 is just on this next little mountain over here. So we're gonna fly over some more. Like I said, the whole point of me doing it in this order is because it requires the least amount of backtracking. I get it's not in chronological numeral value order, but it's the fastest way to get to the notes if that's all you're doing is collecting the notes for the 5 levels, which 95% of people, I believe, are. I mean, I've gone back and watched the notes just when I've had time, but for the most part, it's just to have the extra levels. Alright, so I grabbed the note. Apparently this is one I've already got done up on single. Regardless, the chords 39.8, 30.5. And we got a little bit of flying to do to get to number 5. You got back when we get there. Alright guys, not too far off from this last note. Now this will be the last note that's out in the open. The next the next note we gotta go to the cave in the Wyvern Trench for. If I remember correctly, this note has a tendency to be protected by a rock golem. So, bear that in mind when you come out here. There we go. Grabbed it. Note is 19.4, 24. Alright, and we got a little ways to go to get to the Wyvern Trench. So I'll bring you guys back when we get to that cave. Alright guys, we've made it back to the Wyvern Trench, so we are going to fly in. Now, I don't need to kill any wyverns, so I'm just going to try and keep my distance and not pull aggro. If I could not fly into the wall, that would be helpful. Alright. And then I'll show you what we're looking for key indicators that you're near the cave. Fly up to avoid this guy or girl, whatever it is. Alright. Now I believe it's somewhere over here. No, it's a little further still. Oh, I gotta stop for stamp. I'd rather not fall into the lava. Alright. And we're back up. Now bear in mind we started from the north side of the trench. And I believe the cave is closer to the south side. Alright, so here's the entrance to the cave. Our chords are 59.1, 16.6. And this is for Bob Note 2. Now you don't want to leave anything out here, because obviously everything can attack it, and you definitely want to cave mount, preferably pyromane, because of the lava in this cave. And it's just your simple cave creatures, some mantises, some spiders, and I don't know what else. I think there might be Arthros, but I'm not for certain. Now, you don't have to venture super far into this cave, but you do have to go far enough to make it feel a little sketchy. Oh yeah, there are bats too. But your note is sitting right here by the gold crystals. You'll run right past it if you're not looking for it. Alright, that is note 2 for those of you who want the location for it when you're in the cave. Give me a second, I gotta put the pyromane on my shoulder so I can see my coordinates. It is 59.8, 14.6, and that is the last note. If you guys did find this helpful and wish to support the channel, please hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the Mana Core fight. See you guys around. Bye-bye.